Although Resident Evil's previous endeavors on the big and small screens left a lot to be desired, Netflix's anime series, Infinite Darkness, is a step in the right direction. Even with an imbalance of screen time with the main protagonist, poor performances, and animation from minor characters, Infinite Darkness does what most games adapted into TV shows or movies fail to do: tell a story that feels both organic and more than just another retelling of the games in a different medium. Set between the events of Resident Evil 4 and 5, Infinite Darkness's plot focuses on Leon investigating a mysterious hacking attempt at the White House which led to a zombie outbreak. Meanwhile, Claire, a staffer at a human rights organization on the other side of the world, encounters a child's drawing depicting a zombie attack. The connection between those two events is the thread that ties Infinite Darkness's episodes together and brings Leon and Claire together multiple times as they independently investigate. While the show is set between two of the Resident Evil series' more action-focused games, do not expect Infinite Darkness to be a non-stop action fest with a ton of zombie killing. Instead of action scenes and zombie massacres, the plot moves forward through dialogue, which is a major upgrade compared to the cheesy writing and lines delivered by past Resident Evil films, both animated and live action. Unfortunately, what keeps Infinite Darkness from being great is that it fails to keep the viewer on the edge of their seat. From the very first episode, it's clear which characters will serve as the antagonists to this story, but Infinite Darkness does make up slightly for this by giving interesting backgrounds and reasons for the antagonist's motives. As the episodes go on, Leon ends up getting more screen time than Claire, which is arguably required by the circumstances of the story, but it gets to the point where it becomes lopsided. By the final episode, Claire is just kind of in the way of Leon's adventure. Yes, she has her own investigation to pursue, but she becomes somewhat of a background character who happens to intersect with Leon.
It's gotta be another outbreak.
You want to talk about it?
The voice actors who portrayed Leon and Claire in the Resident Evil 2 remake reprise their roles in Infinite Darkness and do a fantastic job, representing a significant step up from the weaker performances in previous Resident Evil animated movies. The supporting characters also provide good voice acting for the most part, although some scenes range from borderline passable to just plain laughable. The animation is good for the most part, except for the President of the United States, whose performance and animation can be very distracting as he moved and acted like a plastic action figure, which was odd compared to the other characters on screen. Everything is wrapped up at a satisfying pace without feeling rushed to fit within the 2-hour total runtime, but at the same time, a moment towards the end of the final episode made me feel like there was more story to tell. Even if you've played Resident Evil 5 and know where the story goes from here, I still have to wonder if a second season could explore some of the doors this one leaves cracked open.
I will show you fear.
Resident Evil Infinite Darkness is a self-contained 4-part anime sci-fi thriller. Despite predictability on who would serve as an antagonist, the bad performance and animation by certain minor characters, and the imbalance of importance and screen time for our two protagonists, Infinite Darkness is a step in the right direction for the upcoming Resident Evil live-action series that Netflix is working on, and the live-action film reboot series by Sony Pictures. For more Resident Evil, check out our reviews of Resident Evil Village and the Resident Evil 3 remake. For everything else, stick with IGN.